Welcome back, everybody. We are here with week 2 of our Joyful Journeys interview series. I'm Ashley Godernova's engagement manager, and today I am joined by the incredible Vanessa Gelinas. Vanessa is at Oakton High School, so she's local to our community in Fairfax, and she was recently named the most inspirational teacher in the nation at the 2023 Jimmy Awards, which focuses on national high school theater across America. So Vanessa, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
Awesome. So this week, week 2, our girls have come together as a team and now they're learning all about themselves. And I love Girls on the Run's approach to this. We have a concept called star power, which is basically the qualities that makes every single Go-To participant unique. It's what makes their star shine. And so we thought, who better to chat with than you as both the recipient of Most Inspirational Teacher in America, but also you've served as Oakton High's theater teacher for how many years again?
19 years.
Wow, that is amazing, amazing. So in your role at Oakton, over the course of almost 2 decades of that work, why is it so important that we recognize and celebrate each student's, or in this case, each Go-To participant's unique qualities?
Well, the world isn't made up of all the same people doing the same thing. So I think once you start to recognize what makes you special, what are your interests, and then that's what makes a whole well-rounded group that you're working with. And I think especially in the arts, there's not just performers. There are so many facets that go into creating. You've got the people who are on stage, of course, but then you've got the people who are backstage. You've got the people who are working the lights. You've got the people who've made the costumes. You've got the people who've painted the scenery. There's so much more than just having one quality that takes you no matter what path you decide to choose. So I think recognizing where your skill set is, where your strengths are, what makes you happy most of all, and leaning into those things, and that can send you down your path of where you want to be when you grow up.
That's such an amazing point. And I love how you relate it back to the theater department of you have so many heroes in so many different spaces that it's not always just the star on the stage coming together. And I think of my coaching experience. I see that in my team a lot. Yeah, I have the girl that might be the fastest one out there, but I've got the girl that is the biggest cheerleader for the team. And I've got the girl that is so empathetic and she might be on the quiet side, but she goes and checks in with her teammate when they're having a down day. And just watching all of their qualities come out and sing together as a team and be there for one another to make everything go smoothly and successfully, that is such an awesome parallel that we can draw. So how have you done that in bringing out those qualities over the course of your time at Oakton in the theater department with the students?
Well, I'm lucky as a teacher with a program where students tend to come for all 4 years. So they would start with me as freshmen and tend to stay as seniors. So I get to see them grow. Usually if you're taking math or sciences, you'll have different teachers all along the way. So I'm very fortunate that once they're with me, I would say, 90% of them stay with me. So as freshmen, when they come into my classroom and I start to see what are those qualities. Are they the shy people who really like being in the room, but they don't want to perform? And then there's, the ones who are clearly like, hello, I'm here. And there's a lot of in between. So I think something that I happened to be good at was really spotting what those groups are and how what their specialized assets might be, and then sort of helping steer them in a certain way. And so whether that is like, I know you're shy, but you really like writing, so why don't you write the script for this show? And then we'll get kids to perform it. Or you're super organized and really on top of it and making sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. So maybe you're a director or a stage manager. Or you've got a really great ear for sound. So maybe you need to be working the soundboard. So those types of things to sort of help lead them down a path where we're all still creating the final product, but let's hone your specialized skills and let's see how we can make this product even better because we've got kids who really have those capabilities.
That's such an awesome point. Yeah, just honing in on those strengths that a student has and directing them in a way that they can have that shine. That's amazing. So, when we talk about star power and we talk about what makes us unique, we all have qualities that we might not feel as confident about. So over the course of your time working with your students, how have you helped students celebrate qualities that they might lack confidence about?
I always say lean into the weird. I mean,
I love
what
that.
you find, we have our awkward stages, we all do, right? But and then if you start to lean into like, well, what am I good at? What makes me happy? What are my quirky things? Because those are the things that if you celebrate them and really lean into what they are, then you're living your true self. If you try to hide that you really like gaming or you really like singing, or you might have some weird skill that you don't, oh, I don't know if I want people to know that, but that's what makes you so unique and special, that later you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I had a kid who came in as a freshman who was a ventriloquist. It's even hard to say. And I was like, you do what? And so, I mean, we had puppetry happening. I was like, this is great. We're going to have a puppet on stage and you get to do it. I mean, I would have never known that if he hadn't have been like, well, I like to do ventriloquism. So it's that sort of thing, like the things you might think make you weird or different or odd, or like the things, if you embrace and lean into, that's what makes you special and different from, nobody wants to be boring.
Yeah.
So embrace it and own it, and just grow into that. And I think it's what's going to put you on your path that gives you true joy, because if you're ignoring it or you're stamping it down, then you're not being true to yourself and who you are.
Yeah, I love that. I love that phrase that you used of living to your true self and having that and embracing that as your superpower, that what makes us different and quirky is truly the thing that makes us shine uniquely. So I absolutely love that. So you obviously have a wealth of experience of working with youth and helping them, get these qualities to shine. We have, over 600 go-to coaches working with our girls every year. So what advice would you give to adults to positively impact the kiddos in their life to really celebrate that shine and that star power?
I think it is, for any coach or teacher, the one thing that I've had to learn over time is patience, but also recognizing that we don't always know what we don't know. So trying to be in tune to the kid that might be having a quiet day, and instead of getting angry or frustrated because they're not doing what other kids are doing, is hone into like, well, why aren't they? Or and what can we do to help them? Maybe they're having a bad day, or maybe they are feeling uncomfortable about something that we need to try to make them feel more confident about. So I think it is trying to be in tune. Everybody is not the same. Every kid, there is not a stamp that is kicking these kids out. So it is trying to figure out and have conversations that they can trust you to say,
Mhm.
coach, I'm feeling this today, and that they feel like they can come and be confident, have you as a confidant, so that they feel safe. For theater is a safe space. I start school with that. This is a safe space. You cannot say anything wrong. You cannot be hurtful. Like what we're saying in this room is, a safe space for us to feel vulnerable and safe. And so I think for coaches, with your team, like knowing that this is like cone of silence, we're in our space where we can all trust each other and feel safe together. And then that's what, you build your little family.
Yeah, I 100%. That resonates with me so much. I tell my girls when they come to practice, and I've heard other coaches use this phrase, check your cool at the door. This is the time to be cool. This is the time just to be you and
I
to
love it.
celebrate you. And I love that we do get to foster that safe, inclusive environment where the quirky sides come out and the goofiness comes out. And in that, the joy comes out. And I think that, like you said, that joy, that happiness when you're following your true self and your true path and letting your unique star power shine, that's when the magic happens. So Vanessa, thank you so much for being here with us today and enlightening us on your work at Oakton with the theater department and your words of wisdom. Anything else you'd like to say?
I think what you're doing is so great, to get in with these young ladies when they're at an age where they are questioning and maybe nervous and scared, and to, recognize that we're powerful. Women are powerful. So own it. Yeah. So
All about girl power. Well,
yeah,
Vanessa, thank you so much again.
thank
And
you.
everybody tune in next week as we are joined by a go-to coach herself. Thank you so much.
Thank you.